Did you know that people won't visit this state unless bureaucrats, armed with millions of taxpayer dollars, tell them to? I didn't either. This is Talk Back and I'm Amber Gunn. Every year, the State Department of Commerce spends millions promoting the joys of Washington living. What's not to love, after all? From the gorgeous Cascade Mountains to the tranquil Columbia Valley to the oceanside towns dotting our coast, Washington offers some of the most desirable urban and rural living in the nation. Full disclosure, I'm totally being compensated by the Department of Commerce for saying those things. Just kidding. But seriously, advocates of state-funded tourism apparently believe that people won't visit Washington unless taxpayers pony up millions to pay for generic state advertising. The same is true of the upcoming Olympics in Vancouver, BC. Last year's state budget included $450,000 to market the Olympic Games, as though people wouldn't come if they didn't spend that money on whatever it is they spent it on. You're also paying about $6,000 a week so that tourists can have free tours of the state capitol. In justifying its tourism spending, the Department of Commerce noted the following. In 2007, visitor spending reached $14.8 billion, travel spending accounted for almost $975 million in local and state taxes, and that same year, 149,800 jobs were directly generated by travel spending. That's great news! But are those statistics attributable to the department's tourism spending or to the many great things that Washington businesses and destinations have to offer? Unfortunately, the effects of the state's tourism program can't be accurately isolated. Maybe it makes a big difference, maybe a small difference, or maybe no difference at all. We just can't tell. A bigger question is, since when is tourism promotion a core function of government? To reiterate the point we've continually made in this series, the state's limited resources should be focused on more important budget items, like public safety, health, and education, especially in the context of a multi-billion-dollar budget deficit. If the state feels it's necessary to involve itself in the tourism industry, how about lowering taxes on hotels, resorts, and rental car companies? Tourists pay almost 20% in taxes when they rent a car at SeaTac. Nothing says, "Welcome to Washington," like slapping visitors with a big fat tax bill the moment that they arrive. Besides, the state's tourism promotion efforts sometimes leave something to be desired.
Where am I?
In 2006, the department launched a disastrous $500,000 Say Wah campaign that left tourists mostly confused. Locals were reminded of dental chair experiences, and one gentleman was even quoted in the Seattle Times as saying, "35 years ago, I smoked dope and probably could have come up with something like that."
Hey, dudes, pull up a pillow.
Needless to say, the campaign was pulled. Now, imagine this. Imagine if government stopped duplicating the efforts of private businesses at taxpayer expense. Imagine if the millions that government spends on generic state advertising were left with the businesses that they were taken from. They could hire more people or lower the price of the products to give consumers a better deal. But politicians aren't going to stop shoveling our tax dollars toward tacky tourism campaigns unless we, the voters, make them. So maybe you should talk with your elected officials. A prioritized government means less government. Less government means more freedom, which leads to greater innovation and prosperity for everyone. It's your choice. It's your country.